Everything you need to ace science in one big pen notebook. Science. Chapter 4 SI unit and measurement. The SI unit has a base unit or a standard unit for every type of measurement. SI stands for Système Internationale, which is French for International System. How check SI base unit. Quantity measured. SI unit symbol. Length or distance, meter. Mass, gram. Weight or force, Newton. Volume or capacity, liter. Temperature, Kelvin. Time, second. Electric current, ampere. Amount of substrate, mole. Light intensity, candela. Because we want to use SI unit to describe both the distance around someone's bicep and the distance around us, we needed to be able to change the size of a unit to fit the measurement. Scientists devise a system of prefix that multiplies the base unit by factors of 10 just by switching the prefix. And SI unit can be used for measurement big and small. SI prefix symbol multiplier giga, mega, kilo, hectare, deca, base unit, dash, centi, milli, micro, nano. 95% of the world uses SI unit as the everyday system of measurement. Mnemonic for SI prefixes. Great, might, king, Helen, died by drinking chunky milk Monday night. SI unit converges. Because the SI prefix system is based on power of 10, it's really easy to convert between units. If you are converting to a smaller unit to measurement, simply move to decimal point to the right as many places as the difference in place value. If you converting to a large unit of measurement, move the decimal point to the left as many places as the difference in prefix value. Example, 1 meter, 0.0001 kilometers. 1 meter equal 100 centimeters. 3.3 meters, 0.0033 kilometers. 3.3 meters equal 330 centimeters. Common sense tip. Remember to use the best fitting unit. If you measure the volume of the ocean in the same unit if you use to measure the glass of milk, the numbers would be very difficult to work with. The volume of the ocean should be measured using much larger unit. Type of measurement. Length, the distance between 2 points. Volume, the amount of space something occupies. Mass, the amount of matter in a liquid, solid, or gas. Weight, the force exerted by your mass. When you measure someone's weight, you measure the force they exert on the earth. Mass and weight are not the same. Mass is the amount of water matter in an object, and weight is the force applied by your mass. Weight relies on gravity or force, but mass doesn't. For example, the moon has less gravity than the Earth, so object weight less there than on Earth. Mass always remains the same. Weight changes. Density, the amount of matter in a volume. Temperature, how hot or cold something is. While the SI unit for temperature is Kelvin, most scientists use the SI derived unit, Celsius, to measure temperature. Kelvin doesn't use a degree symbol. Think or float. Something denser will sink below something that is less dense. When oil is poured into liquid water, it floats on top of the surface because oil is less dense than water. A stone sinks in water, so it's denser than water. Water has a density of approximately 1.0. So oil's density must be less than 1 and a rock's density must be greater than 1. This is the formula to convert Celsius and Kelvin. Temperature of Celsius, temperature of Kelvin. Kelvin temperature, Celsius temperature equal, Kelvin temperature equal Celsius temperature plus 273.15 or Celsius temperature equal Kelvin temperature minus 273.15. In the US, we usually use Fahrenheit to measure temperature. This is the formula to convert Fahrenheit and Celsius. Or cold, hot, Kelvin, Celsius, Fahrenheit. Boiling point of water. Human body temperature. Warm day temperature. Freezing point of water. Absolute zero. Molecular star moving completely. Time. The period between events or how long something lasted. The SI unit for time is seconds. Other unit for time includes hours, days, months, and years. Measurement tools, distance, meter step. Like a ruler, except it is 1 meter long, 100 centimeters. It's a bit longer than a yardstick. Trundle wheel. To measure longer distance, just roll the trundle wheel on the ground. And every time you walk a meter, the trundle wheel make a clicking sound. Simple. Just remember to count the clicks. Tape measurement. For measuring distance that would be hard to measure using a meter stick or a trundle wheel, such as a distance around a round object. Volume. Graduated cylinder. A cylinder marked on the outside to indicate how much fluid it contains. Take your volume reading from the bottoms of meniscus and make sure you are taking the reading at eye level. Meniscus. The curved surface of a liquid in a tube. Meniscus. Eye level. Volume of solid. To figure out the volume of the rectangular solid, simply measure its height, width, and length using any of the tools for measuring distance, and then multiply all three. Volume equal length times width times height. For other geometric shapes, look in your math notebook. Volume of irregular solid. The best way to measure the volume of an irregular solid is to place it in water and find the volume of water in this place. The difference between the new and old volume measurement is equal to the volume of the object. Next time you get in the bath, look at the water you displace. That's your volume. Volume displaced. Solid. Mass, electronic balance. Just put the object on the pen and read the mass. Double pen balance. This compares the weight of object in pens on each side of the balance. To find the mass, place something of known mass in one pen, and in the other pen, place the object of unknown mass. When the pens are level, the masses are equal. If you are measuring something that needs to be in a container, weigh the empty container on each one first, and then subtract the weight of the container afterward. Triple beam balance, more like a double pan balance, but instead of having a pan on each side of the balance, there is a pan on one side and three beam which with sliding weights called riders on the other. Density, because density is simply amount of metal in a certain volume. You can calculate the density by measuring the volume and mass of an object and dividing like so. Density equal mass by divide volume. Time. To measure time, you can use a clock or a stopwatch. If you are using a regular clock, subtract the start time from the end time to figure out how much time has elapsed. Temperature. Thermometer. Use measure temperature. The thermometer can be digital or it can be liquid thermometer, which contains a liquid then change volume with the temperature. And taking temperature, make sure the bulb in the end of the thermometer is in the middle of the liquid you are measuring and not touching the side or bottom of the container.